Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to Backstage Bimbo TV. My name is Allison Rouse, your most notorious groupie, and author of We've Got Tonight, The Life and Times of Notorious Groupie, me. Hope everybody's doing fantastic as usual. For those of you returning, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you guys. For those of you just wandering onto my channel, my name is Allison Rouse. I'm a most notorious groupie, most known for John Entwistle of The Who. You want to know more? Link to my book is down in the description, as well as my merchandise and my Patreon, because I don't talk about the dirty details here. You got to come to Patreon to find that out. And this week I'm doing a midweek bonus episode, and we're going to talk about what I call rocker bloopers. Things where maybe they just didn't go as planned, or it wasn't the fantasy you thought it was going to be. And in honor of that, we're going to have a little ass juice. Now, I cannot put this actual recipe down in the description because this is a secret recipe from the Double Down Saloon in Las Vegas. I will put a couple other different ass juice recipes down there, but you want this? Go to Vegas, go to the Double Down, really awesome little punk club right close to the airport. So, everybody, hold on to your ass juice, kick your feet up, and let's have a rocky talkie, shall we? All right, cheers, big ears. Oh yeah, ooh, love me some ass juice. All right, so we're gonna start with one that's in the book. If you guys have read the book, you know this story. And it was really the second rock star I ever met. My second rock star experience. As we know, David Lee Roth was in Kansas City before I moved to Salt Lake City. So this one was Stephen Pearcy of Rat. Now, the first time I met him, my mom pulled up. Oh, honk, honk! Get in the car! But that's not the blooper here. Yeah, that's embarrassing, and every young groupie kind of goes through that. But the real issue here was the second time I met Stephen. I had wanted him. What girl didn't want Stephen Pearcy back in the 80s? We all saw that bulge coming out of his spandex. Whatever. So I'm like, hells yeah. So the second time we meet, we're hanging out backstage. He's like, yeah, you girls should come to the bus. We should have drinks, blah, blah. Gonna smoke weed with Juan Crucier and a couple other guys, you know. So we go out to the bus. We're hanging out. Stephen Pearcy and I are getting along really well. Awesome. They're leaving that night after the show, and I'm young, still new to the groupie scene, kind of feeling out the rules, feeling out the types of groupies. So as the night progresses, Stephen Pearcy and I go to the back lounge. Right? Finally, after all these years, it was like 2 years after the first time I met him, a year or so. I just, oh my God, my teenage girl self wanted him so bad. Now, Stephen has written in his book, he liked to have groupies for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm assuming I was dessert or midnight snack. Because we go back and we're getting all hot and heavy. He's kissing me. We're having a good time. He's starting to touch me. I'm like, ooh, never been touched there before. Woohoo. I'm liking this. Digging on it. So we start going, and he takes I have this beautiful, cute little blue mini dress on, kind of off the shoulder, 3/4 length, some little Madonna boots from, you know, like that movie, Desperately Seeking Susan. Oh yeah, looking totally 80s, looking so cute. So he takes off my dress. I'm just wearing a thong back, no bra, because it was a low back. And he's like, yeah, it was a hot little thing, young thing back then. So he takes off the dress, we're getting at it. I'm ripping off his shirt. I'm dragging his jeans down. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm about to get me some from Stephen Pearcy, my little first wet rock and roll dream after John Taylor of Duran Duran. Need a drink for this. Because as I pull down his pants, I kid you not, I don't know if it was an asparagus meets toothpaste or the landfill, because oh my God, it was horrible. Like, whatever that smell, breakfast, lunch, and dinner were not washed off, and they were not mixing well. Oh, it was horrible. Like, it stunk up the whole back lounge. Whatever was coming off his pee-pee. Oh. I mean, swallowing Kip Winger would have been easier than staying in that back lounge 5 seconds more. So I didn't know what to do. I just kind of jumped back out of what the fuck. Jumped back and made a real quick decision that no, not going there. That is so not going in my mouth because, oh, I will throw up on that dick. And I'm young and I don't want to do that. You don't want to do that at any age, but as you get older, it gets a little less embarrassing. You're like, well, dude, shouldn't have held my head down. But, so this night, I grab my dress, go running out of that back lounge. I'm pulling it up. My friends are, Jill and Dana and Karma are all in the front lounge. And they're like, what the fuck? I'm like, we gotta go. We got to go. And they're like, okay, I just go. And I'm like literally putting my dress on as I'm running out that bus. Still have my heels on. Never got my G-string off, thank God. Because, yeah, definitely wasn't going in my mouth, so it definitely wasn't going south. Definitely. It was that bad. Like, I don't know. There might have been a schmegma on it. But like I said, he bragged about having groupies for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Well, wash them off. Brush your teeth. Something. Good God. So, yep. Didn't go as planned. Ran out. Was laughing with Jill and Dana and Karma on the way home. Because Stephen Piercy had a stinky dinky. Never wanted that one again, did I? Ugh. So there's the first rocker blooper. Now, second rocker blooper I have talked about in the video that I did of the downtown area, showing you all the hotels and stuff that I talk about in my vlogs. Happened with Blue Oyster Cult. Blue Oyster Cult at the time was not a huge band. So they were playing this tiny little club called Corona's Rockin' R down South Salt Lake, way far downtown. Anyway, so they're playing this club, and me and my friends go. It was me and Danny and Kristen and our friend Tracy. So we go to just hanging out and having a good time. Of course, we hook up with the band. Now, none of us are like sleeping with any of the guys. We're just having a blast. We go back to the Hojo's downtown Salt Lake City, where they're staying, and we go into just a normal double king, 2 king-size bedroom. Just hanging out. Like I said, we are having a blast with these guys. Like, we just started drinking, started smoking weed, having a good time, laughing, the conversation flowing. The energy was just awesome. Like I said, it was so great. And nobody was trying to sleep with anybody. I mean, maybe, but maybe... I don't think any of us really cared about the sex part of the drugs and rock and roll, because that's just how much fun we were having. So, all of us are drinking. Nobody wants to leave the room. I mean, we are all passing out. Kristen passed out on one bed between the lead singer and I think the drummer, maybe a roadie. Danny and I were on the bed with the guitar player, and there was a couple, Tracy and everybody else passed out kind of around the room on the floor and stuff, because that's how much fun we were having. Like, we were all falling asleep still talking. Well, the next morning, that's where the ass juice comes in. I'm awakened, along with other people in the room, by the loudest, most earth-shaking sound. Wakes me up. I mean, I feel it in my body. I feel the vibration of whatever this is. And realize that somebody farted. And I look over, I'm like, what the fuck? So I look over, and there's Danny. She's got her head just lifted enough over the drummer, because we're both on our backs, or the guitar player who was in between us. She's lifted her head, and she's got her face just completely contorted, trying not to laugh. She's just like... And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm trying not to laugh, and we're both sitting there contorted, because in the middle of this laughter, looking at Danny's face and knowing Danny as well as I do, I realized it was me. Like, I felt the vibration, because that was my own ass cheeks flapping. It was that, like, big of a fart. It woke the whole room up. because Danny and I are just looking at each other trying not to laugh. And then all of a sudden from the other bed, you just hear Kristen lose it. And the whole room, like, we woke up to that same stupid, silly energy the whole night. I farted the whole room awake. Yeah. But that's okay. We went down and had breakfast, got us up. Went down and had breakfast, better than a wake-up call, because the wake-up call came 5 minutes after we quit laughing. So, yeah, went down and had a little breakfast. They told me to stay away from the sausage. I think I know, and the eggs. Well, nobody said it stunk. It just was really loud, and perfect way to wake up after a really awesome, just stupid, crazy night the night before. Here's rocker blooper number 2. The reason for the ass juice. Like I said, it was dry. It smells like roses, I swear. It really does. I mean, some groupies have rainbows and kittens coming out their asses, so I can have cotton candy coming out mine, right? Okay. And another one. We're going to talk about Frank Aresti. Oh, a cute, hot piece of Italian ass from Connecticut. Kind of vanilla, but kind of not. Kind of having a lot of fun. So they were playing one night at Rafters, this little rock bar, and Kristen and I go. We get out of the car. We start heading towards the Rafters. The bus is parked right there, so we're walking by the bus. The boys open. We see them at the front of the bus. Hey, girls. Because it's like radars in rock and roll. I'm not like thinking, oh, we're so beautiful. We're hot chicks, yeah, but there's lots of hot chicks. But in rock and roll, you see 2 girls get out of a car, you're at the front of the bus. Those boys are at the front of the bus checking out, seeing if they're worth bus time. So apparently we were worthy of the bus door opening up. And we go on the bus, and it was the lead singer and like the drummer and a couple other guys, a couple roadies. And they were talking about, what we did. And I was a stripper. Kristen was doing bachelor party style stripping at the time, I believe. Just stuff like that. So we were talking about how we were strippers and all this. And they're like, oh my God, we've got our guitar player Frank is so sweet and innocent. Blah, blah, blah. When he's going to come out in the bus in a few, he's like, when he does, he's like, how about we just turn on the music and you just drop your clothes and give him a lap dance? Okay, sure, I'll play. What the fuck? Cool. So Frank comes on the bus and he is hot. He is a beautiful little, back then, really long blonde hair, skinny, just little Italian boy. His parents are fresh off the boat, still lived with them in Connecticut at the time, because that's what Italians do. 2 older sisters, really sweet guy. So he comes on the bus, it goes as planned. Drop my dress, start giving him a lap dance. Didn't really know how to give a lap dance, but I had seen him, so kind of did. So was just sort of winging it with him, and he was like, whoa. And the guys and the rest of the guys in the other band just started laughing and applauding. They're like, we got you, we got you. They hadn't been able to get him the whole tour, so I was able to help him, in their tour antics. So I do that, get dressed, we sit down, we start talking, and I'm not really drinking a whole lot. I think I had a Sprite at the time. And we go inside, he's like, yeah, let's hang out. And so I did. So we hang out, and we go inside, and I go in the bathroom, the ladies' bathroom at Rafters, which the men's was right across. And I don't even think anything of it. I think Frank's going to the stage. I'm like, okay, I'll see you in a bit. Just leave, go to the bathroom, come out, was going to go grab a drink at the bar. And when I'm in the bathroom, I hear these 2 girls talking. They're like, oh my God, that guy from Fates Warning, he followed us in here. And I'm like, wonder which one. Thinking, because there's a lot of guys, there's pretty girls, Kristen and I aren't the only 2 there. There's more band guys. Figured one of the guys was checking out girls inside too, But I come out and there's Frank just leaning by the bathroom door waiting for him. I'm like, oh, hey, what's going on? So anyway, this is not the blooper part. They go, so we hang out. He's like, well, I don't want you. He's like, I just kind of want you to be by my side. I was like, okay, I'll stick around. Don't worry. You're cool. I'm cool. Anyway, so after the show, we're hanging out. Go to the back lounge, goofing off, talking. He's like, wants to kiss me. So he is very private and shy. So we went to the back lounge where he could kiss me privately. And of course, kissing becomes more. So he asks if I want anything to drink. I'm like, yeah, could you grab me a Sprite? He comes back, he has a Sprite. We start kissing more. Kissing's leading to more. So we're feeling, we're everything, and he's just like, oh my God. He's like, would it be too bad if we did? I'm like, no. He's like, do you have a condom? I'm like, yeah, of course, because as a groupie, you carry condoms. Be safe, keep yourself healthy and clean. So I go into my purse, and I had just like tossed, you know how they come in attached parts of 6 in the big packs? So I just had tossed a bunch into my purse and on the fly, really quick, rushing out the door. So I go to grab a condom, thinking I'm ripping one off. Oh no, I grabbed the whole 6 that just, all of a sudden they're hanging there. And the horrified look on Frank's face, he's like, do you expect me to use all those? Can you? Oh, he thought that was, oh my God. He did his best. We used 2 of them. But yeah, so that was kind of a rocker blooper that turned out well and not Stephen Piercy-ish. Frank's dick didn't stink. It was pretty. Very nice Italian sausage on him, I do say so myself. We kept in touch a lot. We saw each other a couple more times. He would call my house, and if I wasn't there, he would leave the funniest messages. Hi, Frank, or hi, Allison, this is Frank. And it would be just like that. Because, like I said, he has 2 older sisters, so he has very feminine, but he's a man. Trust me, that boy is all man. He knows how to kiss, how to do everything. But, yeah, and we keep in touch and stuff, and, like, one Christmas, he was like, what do you want for Christmas? He's like, you in a box. So I had just done a photo shoot with Hustler or Penthouse, and I had the proofs from it. So I got this little silver sterling suitcase and put it in a box, a picture from the shoot in a box, and sent it to him. So I guess this blooper turned out really well. I mean, I would call the house so much I would have conversations with his mother. Yep. So that blooper turned out all right. All right, so what else do I have here? Oh, yeah, that one. Oh, this one. So, I think it was Alice Cooper, and Slaughter was opening up for Alice Cooper. We were all just hanging out. Danny had a friend that was on the Alice Cooper tour, so we were just kind of hanging out. Of course, that's Alice Cooper. We're having a good time. The guys in Slaughter are okay, but I'm just really not into Slaughter. And a few of them are following me. Kelly, what's his name, that passed away, Tim Kelly and Mark Slaughter were kind of following me and my friend Stacy around. Or was it Ozzy that they were opening up for? I don't know what band that they were opening up for, but so we go on the bus, we're hanging out, we're just having a drink with them. Dana is dating that beer chick that he married that nobody liked, that lasted for like 5 minutes, the bass player. So we're all hanging out on the bus, and Mark's just like, I'm really horny, you know. He's like, here, come out on the back of the bus. He's like, would you please? And I just didn't want him. I'm like, no, it's cool. He's like, please, come on. And he's begging. He's like, just give me a sample. This is, and it's not because, it's partly me, but it's partly because he's horny. Let's face it, guy needs to get off. Which he was Mark Slaughter in the 80s, how he wasn't able to get off as much. I mean, he seemed kind of desperate that day. And not desperate because, you know, that's how he got me, but, you know, he saw a hot chick was getting along, come on the back lounge. So I go on the back lounge, and he's just pissing me off. And he's like, just a sample. So I'm like, all right, okay. You want a sample? I'll give you a motherfucking sample. Got down, it was like a Tootsie Roll. 1, 2, 3. Looked up, got up, turned around, walked off. He's like, wait, what? I'm like, you said just a sample. So there you go. Yep, that's it. Turned around and walked off. He was blue-balled the rest of the day. Just pissed. Wouldn't even look at me. No bummer. Who cares? It's Slaughter. They were like the best of the shitty bands that killed the 80s, you know, the glam rock. That was the bottom of the barrel there, you know. So nobody cared. It's Slaughter. Yeah, so guys, don't ever beg a girl for a sample, because she might just give you that. A sample. So there's another rocker blooper. Okay, what else do we have? Do I want to talk about that one? Having to babysit both Lane Stanley and Scott Weiland from STP when they were on heroin. Like I said, one of the things a groupies hears more than anything, go take care of your man. I wasn't even sleeping with these guys. They were not my man. I did not have to, but You bet your ass their little babysitter on the road, their bodyguard, left me. His brother, Scott Weiland's brother, left me with him. Scott's kind of having a fucking addiction thingy, hanging onto my leg. I'm like, ugh! But I'm not fucking you. But I need you. Ugh. Same with Lane. Like, he was having, you know, because he had a babysitter for a while. This is on the Lollapalooza tour with Alice in Chains, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and a few others. Tool was there. Oh, yeah. We got kicked out of the Deviate nightclub the night before with Tool because they were having a dance contest. Well, apparently me and the big tall guitar player guy from Tool were dancing too dirty because I whipped his belt off and I threw it around his neck and we were just grinding, so we were disqualified. So there was 2 rocker bloopers on that Lollapalooza tour, and then having to babysit Lane Staley. I mean, his like babysitter just disappeared, left me to babysit his ass. Oh God. Ugh. Another one. Going through withdrawals, shakes, cold, and okay, I'm gonna be there for him because you know it's got to be hard, and I'm happy to help. You know, like Steve Jones has been sober for 30 some odd years. Well done. That takes a lot of strength and kicking heroin. So yeah, I'm gonna be there and babysit him and take care of the man because it's rock and roll. That's what we do. We take care of each other. So I was there, but it was another one on my leg. Fucking, I just want to go to the back. Can I at least get a goddamn drink of water? Ugh. So a couple other rocker bloopers. Those are kind of the same in Seattle, but we'll go to Seattle after. If you watch the Vinnie Paul vlog, you know I hang out with him more in Seattle in my Seattle years. The second time around, not the first time, but the second time. And there's more vlogs to come on that. So you need to subscribe. You need to hit the like button so we can get me out there more, because it really does matter on YouTube. So do all that if you want to hear the grunge years, because I haven't even gotten to the crazy parts yet. Like Vegas. Oh, that's a Vegas one. Oh, 2 Vegas ones I'm going to talk about here. So in Vegas, I had a roommate for a while, Crazy Lisa, if you read the book. Ugh. We were at the Hard Rock one night. I believe it was the first Billboard Music Awards, because like na-na-na, in my fantastic voice, slide, slide, slippity slide. There was a lot of R&B artists, rap artists, Bone Thugs and Harmony were hanging out, which is, Lisa and I ran into them, so we started hanging out with them, just having a good time. They were cool guys. We had hella weed. We were all smoking out by the pool and stuff. And when we first met them, coming in to the front desk at the Hard Rock at the time was Bobby Brown. Whitney Houston's husband, Bobby Brown. My prerogative. That Bobby Brown. So he saw the guys in Bone Thugs, stopped, and he's looking at me, and I'm just wearing like these black pants with these boots, and just, you know, the regular kind of, it was a sweater, a tank sweater that was all black with these 2 white stripes on it. Nothing outrageous or anything, just normal. No skin showing except for my arms, you know, not looking slutty, because, like I said time and time again, groupies do not dress like Vegas tourists think a stripper would on their night out. We actually have style and fashion. Like, we shopped at Nordstrom's and Neiman Marcus, and we kept up with trends. I looked at Vogue regularly and emulated that. But anyway, so just dressed normal. We're hanging out with the guys in Bone Thugs. Bobby's like, hey, you. He's like, you're hot. I'm like, thanks. You know, this is Whitney Houston's husband. I'm not fucking with that. Oh, Whitney mean. Fucking no, I'm not going there. Plus, he's got so many baby mama daddy problems. No, I'm not dealing with the drama that comes with that. Nope. So we're just hanging out with the guys in Bone Thugs. Lisa's getting kind of drunk and ornery. We'll talk about this story later. The rest of the story. Another one of those. What the fuck you on my ankle for? Just can't get away from her. Anyway, and I'm not being mean. When you hear the rest of the story, you'll understand what was going on. She had some psychological issues, and I don't mean that mean. Just she hadn't dealt with some stuff, and that's okay. I just sort of surfaced this night. But anyway, so we're kind of going to the bathroom at the Hard Rock on the main floor by the what do you call it, the check-in counter by the front desk. And all of a sudden, behind me, I just feel someone ram up behind me, try and stick his hand down the back of my pants and bite me. Like, sink his motherfucking teeth in, biting me. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? And I literally started hitting him, and it was Bobby Brown. He's like, oh, I just want to take a bite out of you, girl. He's like, yeah, I saw that butt walking away. No, too much drama. Whitney kicking my fucking ass. So, yeah, I had to shake him off. Like, had to ditch the guys in Bone Thugs and Harmony. Lisa freaked out. We'll talk about that story later. Another rocker blooper. Don't bite the bitch. I mean, literally for another 2-3 weeks, I had that bite mark on my arm right here. People thought, like, I had been beaten up, which Sienna was my stage name in Vegas. Sienna Jones. No. So, yeah, there's another rocker blooper. Don't bite chicks, guys. Nibble, little gumming of with the lips or something, you know, that's fine. But oh my god, this was a full-on bite. And like I said, I'm not getting involved with no Bobby Brown because Whitney would kick my ass. She was not some petite little flower. Especially then. She was drugged up then. Whew. Nothing scarier than a cracked up woman angry at you coming after her man. So yeah, not doing that. So yeah, there we go. There's some some... Oh, the other one, another Vegas rocker blooper. Kind of goes along with the Bret Michaels thing. This is years later. It was not long after John passed. So it was around 2002. Korn comes in town. I know some people working for him. We're hanging out. Not you, Bill. Someone else. But I think they were playing with Alice Cooper too. It was the same roadie years later that Danny knew. Anyway, so we were just hanging out and stuff, talking to Jonathan, the lead singer. I'm like, oh, he's cute. I'm kind of horny. We're having a good time. Whatever. I enjoy his company. He's like, you want to go upstairs? Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. So we go upstairs. He's one of those guys that I love. That second that door opens, he wants you so bad, he's just going to push you gently and respectfully and willingly up against the wall and just start kissing you and ravaging. And oh, I love that. So he's ravaging and he pulls up. I had on this jeans miniskirt with these really cute knee-high little suede boots. And he just pulls it up and just starts going down on me. And I'm like, fuck. Yeah. It might get better. Just give him a couple more. No. Didn't get better. So just because you're a rock star doesn't mean you're a sex god. You may be a rock god, but you may not gonna make you a sex god. Plain and simple. Either you're good in bed or you're not. So it wasn't getting better. So literally, you guys, I was like, tap, tap, tap. You know, kind of like WWE, tap it out. We're done. Or, you know, like prize fight, tapping out. He gets up, he's like, yeah. He's like, you ready for me, baby? I'm like, no. I'm like, sorry. I'm like, something just didn't, I don't know. I'm like, it's just like, it's like kissing my cousin or something. I'm like, it just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And he was like, what? I'm like, sorry. So I'm like, it just, I don't know. And I just sort of pulled my skirt down, pulled up my G-string, left, ran into their monkey, is that downstairs? He was much better. So that bad rocker blooper actually ended up having a good blooper end. Like I said, just because they're rock gods doesn't make them sex gods. Didn't turn out like I thought it was going to, because, you know, you're sitting there, you're having this crazy chemistry, you're enjoying each other's company, you just are gravitating toward each other, you're both attracted to each other physically, so it just didn't, no. I mean, God gave you the mouth for singing, not for eating. So there you go, there's another rocker blooper. I'm sure there's more. Sorry, I post these guys for you sometimes, just let you know what I'm doing. But yeah, so just to let you know, just because they're rockers doesn't mean they're sex gods, doesn't mean you're gonna give them what they want, or everything's gonna turn out like, oh my god, I haven't pictured this in my head. Don't picture your rock and roll night in your head. Yeah, there may be someone you want, and you may get them, and it may go the way you think it's gonna go before you get there, but it's not always gonna go. But sometimes those are some really good stories. Especially when you fart the room awake. Not sure what the hell we were drinking the night before. I know we stopped and grabbed some Denny's food, so it was probably the Denny's food. Moon's over my hammy. Came out as gust of winds. Alright, there you guys go. Little stupid, silly stories about some rocker bloopers in my time. I'm sure everybody has theirs. I'd love to hear them. So, tell me about them. And while you're at it, hit that like button because it really does matter. Let's get me noticed. Let's get more subscribers on this page. Hit the bells. And tune in this week for some more cocktails and rocktails. Alright, thank you everybody. We'll see you next week on the flip side.